The suspicion in the massive survey at a Maryland paper office space on Thursday barricaded an output so how personnel could not flee, says a attorney. Officials oversaid reporters the charged, Jared Ramos, was not company operating in the inquiry. Police force found testimony at the suspicions building the assault on the Equity Gazette in Annapolis was plan. Mr. Ramos, 38, emerging in trial via live video connection to be loaded in 5 counts of at first-degree assassination. A magistrate orderly him detained out of collateral for Friday's listening at Anne Arundel penal trial. Tiring dark blue arrest clothing, the suspicion according to reports told anything, but monitored the transactions carefully. Talk at the White's building on Friday, CEO Donald Trump card pronounced his condolences. The assault stunned the consciousness of our nationality and imbued our hearts in sorrow, he told. Journalists, love all Americans, should be complimentary of the terror of creature furiously attack time making their work. The accused is charged of incoming the Equity Gazette office space on Thursday afternoon and discovery flame via a window doorway. He supposedly pursued 4 victims and pulverized the news department in gunfire as journalists hid by their desks and pleaded for assist on public print. Attorney Wes Adams told for Friday's news story meeting, "We driven to the magistrate's focus the testimony how offered a company-ordinated assault this barricading of a behind doorway, and the use of a tactics attitude in the hunt downward and survey of the harmless victims." Mr. Adams told Mr. Ramos had introduced via the frontline doorway and treated his way via the office space. He as well told down there was a sacrifice who taken to flee via the back door and was shooting at house spot. The victims were Wendy Winters, 65, text editor and society interviewer, Rebecca Blacksmith, 34, turnover aide, Robert Hyacin, 59, aide text editor and observer, Gerald Fishman, 61, drafting author, and John McNamara, 56, interviewer and text editor. Some human beings were wound by break window, told police force. Investigators say he had a length-standing complaint in the paper. He sued the Gazette for libel above a 2011 Colonel Howe informed on his those guilty appeal to penal oppression of a ex-top high school schoolmate on Facebook. He lose the litigation in 2013. In the oppression instance, he was according to reports spared prison period and orderly to get treatment. Police force told on Friday the accused had done menacing comments on the internet in May 2013 versus the Gazette. But the paper rejected to conduct extortion, not willing to intensify the position, told investigators. The charged became fixed in her for no obvious cause, she told, challenging her to go 3 times, changing her behalf and sleeping in a cannon. On Friday, Anne Arundel police force head Timothy Altomari told authorities had found testimony at Mr. Ramos' accommodation show the origin of planner for the assault. He was requested by reporters how the suspicion was capable to buy a 12 measuring device shotgun in spite possessing been found those guilty of oppression. Mr. Altomari told just such condemned of severe crimes and specific misdemeanors were prohibited of purchase guns in Maryland. Police force told they utilized face acceptance technique of the Maryland Picture Storage Framework to identification Mr. Ramos. Maryland is one of several U.S. state how provides the FBI in accessing to its driver's licenses, police force mugshots and some jail accounting records. In spite declining sacrifice to one of the deadliest attacks on journalists in U.S. story, the Equity Gazette personnel treated via the tragic publication a paper for circulating by the next night. The paper's editorial leftward the drafting web page empty in a mention proverb they were silent. Photographic wide share on public print showed Gazette reporters work on laptops in a parking lot parking garage to make Friday's publication. The paper was one of the at first to issue the Proclamation of Autonomy in July 1776, although the paper emerging on web page 2 since regional news story ever leads its editions, on to the Baltimore Sunshine.